Chris, how have you seen Horizonte grow and develop over the years?
Horizonte has been a client of finnCap's for going on 7 years now, and through that time we've seen them go from very much grassroots exploration all the way through now to, very soon, delivering a bankable feasibility study which we hope will see them into production within the next couple of years. So the management team's vision and their tenacity really has taken it as a model project from discovery of a very high-class asset all the way through a pre-feasibility study and, as I say, now onto this bankable feasibility study in relatively short order, and against a macroeconomic backdrop that's not always been particularly helpful for them. Nevertheless, they have managed to progress the project very well, but I think the key growth driver of recent years was the acquisition of the Gap project from Glencore last year, which saw them double their footprint in Brazil and also add a very high-grade element to the project, which improves the already outstanding economics of Araguaia.
Chris, as Horizonte has grown from a small junior explorer to a developer, the company seems to have added some significant institutional investors. Can you talk us through this?
Yeah, the company's always been very good at attracting strong partners, and that's no less true on their share register than anywhere else within their operations. From the very early days, Tech were a strong partner of theirs, and that obviously lends validity from a technical perspective and industry perspective to the project. But equally, very early on, they're able to attract generalist institutional investors of the likes of Henderson, now Lombard Odier, and also Richard Griffiths. And importantly, those supporters have followed their money in each equity raise that we've done with the company since. Indeed, every time that finnCap has gone out to raise money for Horizonte, we've been able to add institutions to the register. For instance, when they conducted the acquisition of the Gap project, Glencore came on as another industry partner, which is very important. Equally, later on in that year, when we were asked to raise money for the bankable feasibility study, we were able to add Hargreave Hale to the register, who are a very well-known generalist institution sold on the broader nickel opportunity. And then also, from a specialist perspective, the JP Morgan mining fund came into the fundraise as a very substantial shareholder as well, which again provides that validation from an industry perspective that the project really is as good as we all think.
Chris, at a time when sentiment on mining stocks seems to be improving, surely it is a good time for Horizonte to be completing its feasibility study. What are your thoughts on the market and how Horizonte is being perceived?
I think you're right. Timing is everything in life, and they run very nicely, I think. We're seeing green shoots of recovery in the mining sector as a whole, but that's very true in nickel as well, where the price has held up very well. And the consensus seems to be that that upward trajectory is going to continue for at least the next 5 years, which times itself almost foursquare with Horizonte coming into production. So to say that works very well for them, and every dollar that goes onto the nickel price improves what are excellent economics already at the Araguaia project. So we really think that they're getting their timing for the feasibility study and the development phase of their project just right. And for that reason, and all the other reasons we've discussed, they should be perceived as a very compelling mining investment on the AIM market.